Throw it down, big man.
Welcome everybody back to the Throw It Down Big Fella podcast. It is 9:42 Central Time. I really don't know why, but it's Memphis time, you guys, and it's Friday morning. I have a special guest with me. She knows her sports, you guys. Like, she is very dedicated in what she believes in. Baltimore Ravens fan, Lakers fan, and Grizzlies fan, like I am, but she knows her stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, my WRAG co-worker, without further ado, Miss Raven, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, Greg, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
All right. So it's a very busy sports little week calendar, as you would say, like NBA playoffs start, WrestleMania. We're going to start with the playoffs first. So your estimation, I think, well, we were talking about before I record, like these two games tonight, I expect blowouts. Let's start with tonight's game. What do you think? Who do you think will win tonight's games, playing game?
All right, starting with the Hawks and Heat. I'm gonna go with the Heat. It's just so funny how obviously without Jimmy Butler, there were big questions about what the Heat were going to be. The Heat are what they've been for the past several years. They're gonna make it to the playoffs. They're gonna be scrappy. They're gonna give you all they can get. But when they match up against a Boston or a Cleveland, it's probably not gonna be pretty. But at least in this instance, I think that Eric Spoelstra is gonna have his guys together. I expect a big game from Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. I just don't think that the Hawks have the firepower to match the Heat if they get clicking.
That's fair. I really want to see Trae Young. I'm sorry, I'm a Trae Young fanatic. He needs to get out of Atlanta. We need to just file paperwork, get him out of Atlanta immediately.
Every offseason, we find a new home for Trae Young. He was supposed to be a Laker like 3 years ago.
He might be playing for his new team tonight, Miami. Might be auditioning for him. I don't know, but
would him and Pat Riley mesh? That's the question.
Oh yeah. I mean, if Pat Riley can contain Jimmy Butler for as long as he did, I think Trae Young is tame compared to what Jimmy Butler has.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I would like to see Trae up out of there. I'm gonna go with Atlanta. It's the home team. I have people in Atlanta. Like this is like their invitational, as you would say.
Right.
Like they've been here so many times. Like and I don't want to take nothing away from Coach Sproul. Of course, they're going to play physical. Atlanta has no guard play except for Trae. Dyson Daniels is okay.
He's great defensively, but offensively, he's a bit of a liability for sure.
Right. So I'll go for Atlanta for that. And finally, the main event of the night: Dallas and Memphis. Winner gets to play OKC Sunday afternoon. That is crazy. Like. It's like a design loss already, whoever wins this game. But who do you think wins?
I got Grizzlies pulling it out tonight. I think that last second loss to the Warriors is going to sting. And it feels like their backs are against the wall. This is a team that a couple months ago was second, third in the West, and now they're fighting for their season. I think that kind of coming into this game, they got a fire with them. Ja already said he's going to play. I'm interested to see how much his ankle is going to affect him. But just from top to bottom, I think that the Grizzlies have more talent. And while Dallas, I think, definitely has an advantage in the front court when you got AD, Daniel Gafford, I do think that the Grizzlies guard play, specifically if Desmond Bane can kind of repeat that 30-point performance he had against the Warriors, what was that, Tuesday night? I think the Grizzlies going to get it.
I want to too, but John Morant's injury and Triple J's inconsistency, it's gonna. They should win, but it's like you just don't know. This Grizzlies team, if they were to complete this collapse, because it will be a collapse if they lose.
Absolutely.
This game, where do you go from here? Like, what's the direction of this team? Like,
I don't want to say team blow it all up, but I love chaos. I mean, the NBA free agency period is one of, if not the best in all the sports. We're always going to see some craziness happening. So I'll say this. It would not shock me if they lost tonight's game. It would not shock me if come free agency, Desmond Bane is somewhere else. Like, I don't think they're going to get rid of Ja. I think Ja is too imprinted in the fabric of not only the city, but just the overall community with the Grizzlies. Just Ja is Memphis. And Triple J, he's got a contract coming up. When Ja was hurt or he wasn't on the court earlier this season, Triple J looked like a top 10 player in the league. You're not getting rid of him either. So I think Desmond Bane is going to end up being the odd man out.
Didn't they just give him like an extension 2 years ago? Or was it 2 years ago,
You know,
right?
basketball extensions are weird. It's just a matter of who gets paid first. And I mean, we see trades happen all the time. Because let's be honest, if we're talking like the value of that contract, because I want to say right now he's the highest paid player on the team. Does he play like the best player on the team? Absolutely not. And there's not many teams he'd be the best player on. But if the Grizzlies feel like they want to try a new change, possibly get a trade for a first round pick, get higher, or get an established veteran who they think can better help push what they're trying to do, we shall see. But I mean, it also depends on who they end up hiring as their new coach. That's the first domino that's got to fall.
Desmond Bain, some draft picks, maybe add Marvin Bagley, somebody expiring contract for Kevin Durant.
KD don't want to come to Memphis. I don't know what it is about Memphis. I don't know who y'all pissed off. First, Jimmy Butler didn't want to come. Now, KD is. It's so hard predicting where KD's gonna go, just because I feel like he's been everywhere. But gun to my head, I'd probably say Dallas is realistic. If it weren't for the Jimmy Butler trade, I could see him going back to Golden State. I've heard
OKC.
Oklahoma City, but I don't think OKC would do it.
I mean, people talk, Raven. People talk. I just think like if they did a whole Golden State remake and Ja and Triple J goes down to visit Kevin Durant at some island that I can't pronounce, like they say, come on, KD, you're the missing piece. Like, do you really want to go play with Kyrie again? We've seen how this played out, like in
I
Brooklyn.
mean, I hate to be that person because the past is the past, but KD a little sensitive. Just a little
Yeah,
bit sensitive. And you know how Memphis fans are. You know how people here are. Like they're gonna be at his neck. I don't think he wants to deal with that.
we,
Plus, it's too small for him.
we tried Allen Iverson, even though it's way beyond his prime,
Right, way past AI's prime. That's
but
different.
we like to like we need to go for we need a veteran. Like the Grizzlies need a
I agree.
veteran player on their team, and Kevin Durant fits that mold. Sensitivity wise, he ain't all the way there. I get it, but
Yeah.
he's that veteran guy that the Grizzlies need. Kevin Durant. I'm
He
pushing
don't. I
for it.
don't think he want to be in Memphis. I fit wise. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think that it would definitely offensively it'd be great.
Mhm.
Defensively, we'll see. But I just don't see that happening. But I mean, the worst you can do is say no. And I mean, if Phoenix wants to be petty, they can just ship him off wherever they want to, and call
Mhm.
it the end of the day.
As far as the Grizzlies coach, do you think Michael Long would want to come here to the
No, he
Grizzlies?
going to San Antonio.
I thought that too, but Taylor Jenkins used to be an intern in San Antonio, so I thought possibility it would be him, or they keep the guy that they got now in San Antonio. Not
I
familiar.
think before Mike Malone got fired, it was like, oh yeah, Taylor Jenkins has Spurs written all over him. But if I can get a coach who was just with a team for 10 years, help watch and develop Nikola Jokic to the best player in the league, they just won a championship 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Am I gonna go him? Taylor Jenkins, who's not bad, was a coach of the year candidate a few years back, and the current interim coach whose name I don't remember right now.
I don't know either. I have to look it up.
I'm going Michael Malone. I'm going Michael Malone 10 times out of 10.
What about Doc Rivers? I think Doc might be out of
Uh,
Milwaukee.
Doc, Doc, I think is on borrowed time. If they lose in the first round against the Pacers, it's going to be some real serious conversations. Personally, I think Doc is very overrated. And no, this is not just me being a Lakers fan.
It's a
Doc
me
takes
fan
no
too.
accountability. He makes no adjustments in the playoffs, despite having years and years of talent. Some champions teams that you look at and it's like, how did they not win a ring? And I think that while Doc Rivers is a good coach, he's not a great coach. We've seen Michael Malone be a great coach, and he did so with less talent overall than what Doc Rivers has had to work with throughout his tenure. So, big hard pass on Doc. I don't, I don't know if I'm like 100%. Oh yeah, the Bucks are gonna fire him, but this time next year, if we're having the same conversation, I think he's gone.
I truly think Doc Rivers might take the Phoenix Suns job now. If the Bucks fire him, it's all about prestige now. It's about just getting a check now. it's like he's ring chasing, and I
It,
could really see that.
is he though? Is he really ring
It's about
chasing?
ring
'Cause,
chasing.
like,
It's about ring chasing at this point.
he's not
That's
gonna
why he
ring.
took the Bucks job. I feel like because he thought he had opportunity, but now if they lose in the first round, but now we have news about Damian Leonard might be coming back in the series
Yeah.
with Indiana, which kind of changes some
Yeah,
stuff.
it
The
changes the
calculus.
conversation because without Dame on the court, I was just talking about this yesterday. Like, there's been such a audition going on for who's going to be Giannis's running mate, who's going to be his Robin. Like, you've had Kyle Kuzma have some moments. Do not mess with him on a personal level, but Kevin Porter can't deny the fact that he's had some good games as well. Bobby Portis is more of a defensive guy, same for Brook Lopez. So if you can get Dame back in the lineup and get him playing like Dame, it changes the conversation. Do I think they're going to be in the finals or anything? Absolutely not. But at the bare minimum, they can beat Indiana. But you talk about Doc going to Phoenix to ring chase. I would argue that, especially if they get rid of KD, they have no bench. I would argue Memphis gives them a better chance at a ring than Phoenix does.
Oh, oh, interesting. I mean, I just think Doc's gonna get another job because everybody just loves his name. So I think he's
Yeah,
gonna
Doc
get
don't keep a job. He don't have to worry about that. He'll get in the door. Will he win anything? Probably not. Will he stay long? No. But he'll get the check.
But so you think Mike Malone going to Memphis makes sense, or well, at least talking to him?
If I'm Memphis, absolutely. You saw what he was able to do in Denver, taking Denver from like a middling playoff team to one of the top teams in the conference and in the league, because again, they won a championship. So yeah, if I'm Memphis, absolutely, I'm calling. I think realistically, I could see them ending up with Mike Brown. I think personally that the Kings gave up on him too early. I know that the Kings had a lot of other dysfunction going on. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox got traded to San Antonio, but I think that kind of just looking at the totality of what Mike Brown has been able to do, especially with younger rosters and kind of building and growing with them, I think that he'd be great for Memphis. And I think he could be a good influence on Ja because he's not going to be playing that dumb stuff.
Okay. Okay. So you don't think Ti, the current coach, needs to stay? Because I have a feeling they might keep him if they were to get to the playoffs. I really do.
I think just because it's not like the team has shown marked improvement since he took over. I think that's probably gonna be the biggest reason why they're just saying no. Now we've gotten to see Ja play more like Ja under him just because the offensive philosophy has changed, but just overall team, no, it's pretty stagnant. I think the only way that he stays is if they're unable to bring in somebody else that they really want.
The second option, kind of like they did JJ Redick in Lakers, is like we want Dan Hurley, but here JJ, I'm sorry, we'll
But
get
it
you
worked out
something
for
second.
JJ. It
But
worked
it
out
worked
better
out
than
for
I
us.
thought it was going to. And if you want to talk about it, this year for JJ has been better than this year for Dan Hurley. So
I couldn't agree more. Dan Hurley, you reap what you sow. You had I just never heard of somebody denying being a Lakers coach. I've never
but
heard of like,
I get it though. Like there's so much like at UConn, you're coming off back-to-back championships. You can stay here the rest of your life. You have unlimited job security in the same on the same campus that has Coach Gino, who has unlimited job security.
you'll never be
UConn's
better than you would never be on the higher ranking than Gino.
of
You'll
course
never
not.
be
But what
that.
I'm saying is, you have a job. You're not going to get fired after one disappointing year. With the Lakers, especially in the NBA in general, but particularly with a big market like the Lakers, the margin of error is so slim. You cannot waste our time. If you sitting up here and we're not a playoff team or we're not contending for a championship in a year or two, especially while LeBron is there, no, the leash is so much shorter. So I understand why you pass on the Lakers. That is I think, the most high pressure head coaching job in the league. There's no margin for error. Now, obviously, when LeBron retires, that might change. They might be a little bit more patient once Luka takes over. But as long as LeBron is there, it's about maximizing him and winning as much as you possibly can. And shoot, JJ, if he would, let's say they were in the playoff playing this year, do you think he'd be guaranteed he could be coming back next year? No. So no, I understand Dan's decision. I totally get it.
I don't. I think I just the way he went at it was so smug. It was like, oh, give me a week, I'll figure it out. It's like either you want to or not. Like
To be fair, you called me. Okay, I didn't call you. I didn't apply for this job. You reached out to me and said you
it's the
wanted
Lakers
me.
though. But it's the Lakers. Like
But I hear you. But if anything, that's making me more smug. The Lakers called me. The 16-time world champs called me. So I'm not saying it's right, but I understand.
I guess it was a smug there, man. They got bounced out. Sorry, and then but my thing is when he got bounced out by Florida, he talking about the referee, blah blah blah. Just go to the locker room, coach. And then the Memphis thing in the Maui. Oh my goodness, like the referee, this. Shut up, coach. Shut up.
I,
Uh,
I understand all
uh
that complaining. Just take the L.
just
Just
take the
take the
L.
loss.
Take the L.
But I understand. You just gotta take the loss. I hear you.
And to answer, I would say Grizzlies should consider Sam Cassell as well. I think Sam
Hmm.
Cassell. I think it's time.
It's been a long time coming. I'm shocked he hasn't gotten a head coaching job yet.
I just, or maybe Adrian Griffin. I think Adrian Griffin was a great coach before
He
Doc
was
said,
not a
"Okay."
bad coach. I don't know. I don't have any real evidence to it. But he must have just pissed off Giannis. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Like they were a
Like he
top
should.
team in the Eastern Conference going into the All-Star break and you bounce him. And it's like, what the hell? Like
Right. But
it makes no sense to me why they did it.
a lot of dominoes would fall into the coaching thing and to
Yeah.
be determined. But I think if the Bucks fired Doc, Mike Malone should try to take the Bucks job. If I was him, I think
Mm-mm.
that should be Dame
Mm-mm.
and Giannis. I think there would be there'd be
See,
some.
I hear you, but the Dame of it all is first off, what is Dame gonna look like coming back from this blood clot? Dame is what, 34,
Or
35, almost up
34.
to 30. How much longer is he gonna be able to play at this level? Let's be honest, it really comes down to in the Eastern Conference, and I know the Cavs have the better record, but the Celtics are the best team in that conference. We know this. Do you have a roster that can compete with the Celtics healthy?
Right.
I don't think the Bucks can do it. The Bucks, if the Celtics, a healthy Bucks and a healthy Celtics team played in a 7 game series, I see the Celtics getting it in 6. Like I think that the Bucks are still missing something to really be a threat. Whereas when you look at a team like the Spurs, obviously they don't have the Giannis or the Dame of it all, but you have Wemby and De'Aaron who you can build around, and Stephon Castle too, Devin Vassell. They got guys that you can develop and grow with. And again, Michael Malone was coming off a 10-year time. Tenure with the not Broncos, with the Nuggets. And so he knows what it's like building that team up and watching it grow and develop. And plus, San Antonio, they don't like too much change. And so I think that you would have more of an opportunity to grow with your players and kind of mold the team in your image.
That's true. To be determined, but you guys
Yeah.
will definitely stay tuned for more updates about this coaching carousel that's about to happen after
Yes.
the finals and all that.
Yeah.
So, what playoff series are you most looking forward to coming up?
You know what? This might sound surprising. I'm gonna say Knicks and Pistons.
Oh,
I'm really I know I like not a fan of either. I do like Kate Cunningham though. He gave me buckets for my fantasy basketball team. But I think that with the Pistons, just because this is completely new territory, this is a team that does not have a lot of significant playoff experience within their roster or even the head coach. Like JB Bickerstaff has been to the playoffs, but he hasn't really made any deep runs. Obviously, Tobias Harris has been there before, but same thing with him, Tim Hardaway. This is a very young team that's playing with house money. They don't have anything to lose. Whereas you're the Knicks, who already being a Knick is a lot of pressure. But you're coming on a season where it was admittedly pretty disappointing. Cat balled out, but Jalen Brunson regressed a bit. He's coming off of that ankle injury, still trying to recover. Michael Bridges hasn't been the acquisition you want it to be. I think that this is going to be a really interesting series where you have like a Pistons team that is young. Nobody expected them to be here to a Knicks team that if you would have put this matchup together a few months ago, you think they'd run over Detroit. But I mean, this season they're what 1-3 against Detroit, and so I
mm-hmm.
think there's going to be a very interesting feeling just seeing can the Knicks handle business the way that they're supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
or will the Pistons pull off that shock? Because we talked about the Grizzlies and some potential changes. If the Knicks lose this series, I'm sure they're looking at Coach Thibodeau like, "Hey, man,
Yeah,
we might have to. You might have to be the next domino to fall in this coaching carousel thing because after 5 years, we've given you time. We gave you the best roster that you've had on paper, and
mm-hmm.
still not getting nothing. So that's the one I'm most interested in.
That's a good one. That's a good one. The Knicks do not beat good teams. They're like 0-3. They haven't beaten the Celtics and the Cavs, and now Detroit, like you just added. So it's a very dire situation for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson's been hurt. He's missed 20 games.
Yeah.
I think at least 20 games. But yeah, I think everybody's drinking the Detroit Kool-Aid a little bit too much. I mean,
That's fair.
they're great, but it's like the Knicks have been consistent beyond Jalen Brunson's injury. Like the work has been there, and Karl
Mhm.
Anthony Towns. I just think like they should win. I think 5 or 6. They're just tested after
Yeah,
what happened last year. I think they're on a mission to get further than what they were last year. But
for
it
sure.
should be a great series.
I
I'm a
got Knicks
cheat
in 6. I got Knicks in 6.
I'm a cheat Raven. I'm gonna go for like 2, like a
Mhm.
tie for first 1-1. Golden State and Houston. Boy, this is like this is just tasty. Like there are just so many rivalries within rivalries in this
Yeah.
matchup. Like Dylan Brooks, Draymond Green, Steven Adams, Draymond Green.
Hmm.
The famous kick heard around the world back in the day. Like
Yeah.
there's just stuff with the Steph Curry and Jimmy
And
Butler.
Emmett,
Like
yeah.
Steph Curry's had his worst games against his team, Houston. Like they are physical.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know the Houston Rockets, haven't really seen the Houston Rockets play, they
Hmm.
don't know what this team is. They're physical.
For
They
sure.
get to your position levels. Like Emmanuel Doka, like he's not gonna play around. Like it's
Hmm.
gonna go 7. Like I've already wrote it down. It's gonna be 7. And being a Laker fan, like they're gonna somebody's gonna get tired. Like it's gonna be
I don't think it's going 7.
it's going 7.
I don't think it's going 7 for the simple fact of the Warriors have a very big asset that the Rockets don't, and that's experience. No team in the playoff field, East or West, has more playoff experience than the Warriors do. And not only do they have it, but they have it with each other. Steve Kerr's been there from jump. Draymond's been there for jump. Steph's been there for jump. Even Kayvon Looney's been there for jump. And then, I mean, we already know how Jimmy Butler can turn it on once the lights are on bright. And the Rockets, while they are a very good team, and I think they'll eke out 2 wins, I just think that experience is going to prove to be too much.
Do you think Golden State pulls the upset out? Golden
Would
State.
it be an upset? I mean, I guess technically because the Rockets are the second seed, but yeah, I got Warriors in 6. I think the Warriors handle that business.
Ooh, I mean, a minute Udoka, like this is revenge for him as well. Udoka, like Golden State, what they did to you in the finals when you were in Boston, like
Mhm.
I just think like it's gonna be a drag them out fight, and I got Warriors at 7.
Okay.
So, but I just think it's gonna be a drag 7 game series, and another potential 7 game series. I think the Clippers and the Nuggets. I think
That's going to be a probably the most competitive series of the entire field.
I hate to say this, but the Clippers might be the second best team in the NBA when healthy in the West. If they're all healthy, if Kawhi Leonard, that's the biggest taboo is Kawhi Leonard 100%. And if he's
Yeah.
playing the way that he's been playing these last couple weeks, it's a problem. The Lakers
In
have a
the
problem.
regular season, for sure. But we've
Yeah,
seen this movie before.
we have.
James Harden in the playoffs. Kawhi in the past. I saw a stat this week. Kawhi Leonard has not played more than 2 games in the playoffs since 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute. And I obviously that's been 5 years. Your body's changing. You've gone through more injuries. The team has gone through more adversity. So while I think this is going to be a great series, I think it's going to end up going to 7. I do question, first off, which Kawhi are we going to get? Is Kawhi going to be healthy? Is he going to be a dominating force? Because if he is, he's not going to be the best player on the court because Nikola Jokic is there, but
Right.
second, easily.
But,
But also, which James Harden are we going to get? Is James Harden going to be consistent? Is James Harden going to try to do too much? Is he going to try to put more of a load on him? Because it's not like he has to. I mean, Ivan Zubac has had some solid games as of late. Norman Powell definitely was in the conversation to be an all-star earlier this season when Kawhi was hurt. And so obviously, like they have the talent to do it. It's just we've seen once the playoffs come, like everything they work towards, all the good things they were doing in the regular season just goes by the wayside.
yeah. I just Denver Nuggets don't have that bench that they've
They
had. Like
don't.
their depth is just not there. Like
Yeah.
Joker's got to take. He's playing the best basketball of his career, like bar none. Like this is the best of Joker is like right here, right now. And so
Hands
I
down.
just think they're gonna wear. I don't want them to get worn out, wear out because they're gonna continue to go to him because Jamal Murray, he's still going through his injuries and trying to shake things off. And Michael Porter Jr. cannot play. I swear, Turtle can probably can outdo Michael Porter. It just can. Like his defense is atrocious. Like
Yeah.
when he plays against the Lakers, the other teams, he wants to shoot like not.
That's like Jamal Murray last year in the playoffs. 2 game winners. Couldn't tell you nothing else he did in the playoffs. But I remember those 2 game winners against us. It's insane.
And I
But
remember
that's also a
Minnesota.
benefit for them. Yeah, the regular season may have been kind of mad, but in the playoffs, we gonna show up.
But then Minnesota, he gets checked down, and Anthony Edwards, like checks him. So I got the Clippers at 7. I
Okay.
got the
I'm
Clippers
I'm
at
on the
7.
opposite side. I got Nuggets in 7 just because because I think the Nuggets have less question marks than the Clippers do. I trust them more in this moment than I do the Clippers.
That's fair. That's fair. The other playoff series, the winner of the Grizzlies Mavericks games plays OKC. I hate to say sweep, but it's looking like a sweep or 5 or gentleman sweep 5. What do you say? Like,
I'm gonna be a little optimistic. I'm gonna say Thunder obviously pull it out, but I'll say 6. So I'll give it 6. I think that the Grizzlies will be able to eke out definitely a game in Memphis, and I think they'll be able to get one on the road. But I don't. I'm gonna give them 6. I'm gonna give them 6.
they gotta win. Like the Grizzlies gotta win at least one game against a good team in the West. Like they have not
Yes.
beaten a good team in the West in a
No.
very, very long time. So it'd be like, okay, the monkey's off our back. Let's just go and play. But
Right.
well, I say 5. I just don't want to see sweeps, but you know, but I
I,
say
I,
5.
I,
Our Lakers in Minnesota. What do you predict?
I got Lakers in 6. I think that
Not
while
Lakers in
Anthony
5.
Edwards, nah, I'm not gonna pull a Uncle Shay Shay. Uh, but no, I got Lakers in 6. I think while Anthony Edwards, though the most immature man in the league, he is incredibly talented, and he is a problem. But it's kind of a similar situation to what I was talking about with the Bucks. Who's going to help him offensively? Julius Randle's been such a mixed bag since he got there. Jaden McDaniels is more so known for his defensive ability, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's just you need somebody because when you got the Lakers, you got to worry about Luka. You got to worry about LeBron. Austin Reeves can give it to you. Rui Hachimura can give it to you. I just think it's going to be too much offensive power, despite the fact that the Timberwolves do have a really good defensive team.
They do, but the one guy I'm worried about, and I always worry about him every time we play him in the playoff series, Rudy Gobert. Like you're the tallest guy on the court. You need to act like a big man and just dump. There is nobody on the Lakers. Maybe Jackson Hayes, maybe. I don't know. But
Rudy should give Jackson Hayes buckets, but he's not going to.
that's my
He's not going.
problem.
Nas Reed will. Nas is gonna get his this series, but Rudy,
I just he should dominate. He should have at least a double up 2010 every game. He
for
should.
sure.
But he's just not going to do that. I say Lakers in 5. I think Anthony Edwards can will him to a win in Minnesota. I just think somebody else, Dante Divac, Julius Randle, somebody else has to come to the party for Anthony Edwards. It can't just
Yeah,
be the Ant-Man show. I mean, I'm
right.
sure
He
JJ's
don't
got something
mind.
cooking.
He
Yeah,
don't mind it.
don't mind. But it's just somebody else got to come to the
Yeah,
party. Mike Conley, somebody. I
right.
mean, like, but I say Lakers in 5. I just think JJ's got something cooking
Hmm.
for the matchups between Edwards and Conley and Alexander Walker. He can be a problem
Yeah,
if he gets on. If he gets on, his defense
yeah.
as well. But I just think the depth of the Lakers for this series, and I think they need to get it over with. So because like I said, I feel like the Warriors and that's a heavyweight
Mm-hmm.
fight. Like, and I feel like everyone wants to see Lakers Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but I'd be worried if it's Lakers Rockets. The physicality of,
Really?
but I would love to see Lakers Warriors, Steph and LeBron one more time. Like, just get matchups we all want to see. I want that, so I go Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. I go Lakers in 5.
Okay.
All right. So we already gave Rockets, Warriors, and the Clippers, Nuggets, Clippers to the East. The winner of the Miami, Atlanta versus Cleveland. I think sweep.
If it's Miami, I'll give it 5 because they always manage to eke out one they not supposed to.
Yeah.
I'll give them 5.
If it's the Hawks, sweep. Like,
It's gonna be barbecue chicken. It's not gonna be great.
5. Out of respect, 5. Because Trey Young can go off. I mean, for home state pride. Honestly though, I think they should go back best of 5 first round. I'm starting to
I agree, especially because some of these matchups are just so throwaway. It's
yeah.
like, nah, and you never know. Upsets happen, but Rarely. I just think, look, if you can't do it in three, like I agree. I think it should be best of five first round. I think that's a good form. I think the WNBA kind of has it right, having the earlier series be shorter, and then you come for the main event. I think that's the best way to go.
It's just wearing them. It just wears some. It wears
Yeah,
people out. Like viewership, they're like, man, what do we got to talk about for another game? Game four is like the funeral. Like you're like,
right.
man, I'm running out of eulogy. What to say to this team if it's 3-0? Like,
Pretty much. Especially when it's not, especially when the games aren't competitive leading up into that last game. It's like you already know what's gonna happen. You can't hype up as much as you may like Trey Young and Zachary Reese, like you can only say so much besides the fact, well, honestly, they getting their bus kicked. Like there's nothing they can really do. Like, so yeah, I'm with you. I think they should be best of five first round.
right. So Orlando, Boston, Celtics.
I'll give it five. I'll give it five. I think again, I just think it's Boston has a tendency to kind of play down to competition in the playoffs, so I think they'll cough up a game, but
Does,
that's it.
does the Jalen Brown injury does that affect you picking the Celtics to go to the finals? His injury, or is it just
No, not necessarily. I just think they have so much depth everywhere. Like I mentioned, I think they just have the most complete roster in the entire NBA. And so no, I think they'll be all right. And plus, this allows Jason Tatum to like get his moment in the sun. Last year was Jalen Brown, and rightfully so. Now Jason Tatum could be like, hey, for anybody who had any questions about who's the best player in the team, I'm finna show you. Because who on in Orlando is gonna stop me?
no nobody? But the Mayor defense is good. I just think offensively, Orlando needs
They don't have it. Like you
more.
got Paolo, you got Franz, like their front court, Wendell Carter, like the front court is good. Guard play, especially since Jalen Suggs has been out, has been very disappointing. Like they don't have the horses to go with many teams in the playoffs, but especially not Boston.
Yeah, they need to replace Suggs because now he's like the manager for Halen Van Lent. So I
I
think
didn't know that
that's
they
his
were
move.
dating.
But I get it. But
Which
like,
I mean, I can't play. And so I might as well support my girlfriend, which that's cool, but it's like,
do you have a problem with him not being with the team though? Instead
yes,
of
I do. I was thinking that like I understand you can't play. But it's like, dude, we
why?
got a game. You can at least support, like, be here. Especially like it, and especially because like the Magic, as the season was going, they were playing for something. You're playing for that playing spot. You're still alive. You can be here. Now, the night of the draft, okay, whatever, let that ride.
But during
But
the tournament, watch you. It's like you're there all the games. Like that's a
it is
little.
not like they have a if the Magic were playing there in the same city where the games were taking place, yeah, okay. But like final when they made it to the Elite Eight, okay. That one I let ride, but the games before, nah, you got to be with the team.
You gotta see. So
Because I didn't see her in none of your games, so she wasn't missing her games or class for you. So why
she will make the sacrifices. Okay.
she was not making that sacrifice, my brother? Come on, reciprocity, it's not here. But no,
Gotta
I
meet
do
me
have
halfway. I got you.
yeah, exactly. I got a little bit of a problem with.
I do too a little bit to extent, but love it. It's like love is basketball. Love and basketball. I'm sorry, like just like the same format.
No, you know what? You're absolutely right because guess what? Monica didn't do for Quincy. She didn't miss
So,
curfew for him.
mm-hmm.
Went back. She went back. She said, "If I don't play, I don't dress." And she made her decision. Haley made the same decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And I love loving basketball. Get off on a whole tangent. But Quincy said, what's it called? When they argued and she was like, I was gonna miss curfew. And she brought up like how she wouldn't ask you to. He said, you wouldn't have to. He would have did it for her. And also because he's Quincy, he was gonna play anyway. Like he's the freshman phenom. He was gonna play regardless. Whereas with Monica, she had to scrap where I get it, but it's like he needed you in that moment. But whole tangent could talk about love basketball all day.
Oh yeah, definitely. One of the classic movies, black movies of all time. Love and basketball. What's the Knicks and Pistons? We already said that. Indiana, Milwaukee.
The Dame of it all makes it very interesting. I don't know when he's going to actually be cleared to play. And so because of that, I originally said Pacers in, I think I said 6. I'll stick with that. Dane comes, obviously that changes the conversation, but I just don't see anybody helping Giannis enough to get them through this series. Because Giannis can be the best player on the court, but we've seen this happen a million times with Nikola Jokic. You can come out here and do everything you're supposed to do, but if nobody else can at least give you 18, 20 consistently, you're going to lose, especially because with the Pacers, while like their roster's not sexy, they made like obviously Tyrese Halliburton is very good. Same for Pascal Siakam. They're not like, oh, I got to drop whatever I'm doing because they're playing, but they play so well together and they play so fast. And you just never know who is going to do it offensively for them. And I think that's going to work in their favor against Milwaukee.
I agree. I'd say Pacers in 6. And this is a perfect cue. We're going to play. I'm going to give you my way too early finals prediction.
Okay.
finals preview, I think.
Okay.
This is crazy. So bear with me on this.
All right.
I'm going to go old school nostalgia for all the NBA heads out there. I'm going to go Lakers Pacers. Lakers Pacers, NBA Finals, shades of Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, Rick Smith versus Shaq and Kobe and
why? My question is why do you want it again? We got it in the in-season tournament. Don't you remember? Like we got our championship matchup. That's such a joke.
No, people listen. People just tend to forget. Tyrese Halliburton last year was like a top guard, like one of those.
We were talking about him like he was a top 5 point.
He's his game this year kind of, but he's still that type of guy. And I think Indiana, they got the squad to knock out the Celtics. They really do.
No, they don't.
Like surprisingly, they do. They do.
No,
remember that 4-point play? Remember the 4-point play where Tyrese won that beat Boston? It's possible. I mean, like
you hear what you. I want you to repeat what you just said. What did it take to beat Boston? A 4-point play. How often do those actually happen?
It happens. That's my point. Tyrese can elevate like he did last year in the playoffs. It's just Rick Carlisle. They got the pieces.
I hate to be that person. I really do because I think I find it to be a futile argument. If Jalen Brunson was healthy, they weren't going to make it past the Knicks. And you know that.
Woulda, coulda, like everybody's going through it.
And yeah, I know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But it's like, I think that when we look back at the Pacers, we look at it with rose-colored glasses. We're giving them a lot of credit that, like, in real life is like...
Are we ready to say Cleveland? No, is Cleveland really like? Do we know? I mean, they're big and
we don't know because, like OKC, they're a terrific regular season team. But once the playoffs start, something changes. But at this moment, I feel, especially under Kenny Atkinson, I trust them more than the Pacers.
And the crazy thing is, the Pacers were to beat the Bucks. They play Celtics next round. Jaylen Brown's injury, I'm just, it's something can happen crazy. Like
stranger things have happened, but I don't know if this is gonna be one of them. I don't see them getting past Boston. If you would have said Cavaliers, I can make an argument for that. I could see that, but Boston, I don't.
All right, that was like the off my wall final prediction. Now, logically, my head straight. The true syrup that I'm drinking. The real answer is probably Lakers Celtics. We're gonna go back. We're gonna
another nostalgia.
Yeah,
another nostalgia. If we going off the wall like Michael Jackson said, I will say I'll go Thunder and Cavs.
Okay.
That'd be my off the wall because and I know it doesn't sound as off the wall when you look at regular season record, but just again, we've seen this movie before. Like you play so well in the regular season, you're clicking on all the cylinders, and then the playoffs start, and whatever magic you had is just gone. And so I think that these are two teams that obviously have a lot to prove once the lights are on bright, because everybody's kind of, even with them being the top seed, not many people think Cleveland's going to come out of the East. And I mean, the West, despite, OKC having clearly the best record, it feels so wide open. I'm not totally convinced about anybody making it or not making it. So I that would be my off the wall one. And then my realistic one, I hate to keep giving them this credit, but I say Celtics and This is,
You,
I
you can
think
say
I have to
Thunder.
say Warriors.
Wow.
I think Celtics and Warriors.
Celtics. Wow.
I know. Lakers, I think defensively, like if they do end up facing the Warriors again, I think just offensively, it's gonna be a little bit too much. Especially in the post. Like, yeah, they go small ball, but like
Too much for the Lakers. Too
I think
much
it's
for
gonna be too much for the Lakers. Like, obviously you have Luka and you have LeBron, and that's great, but like you know
Luca.
what Steph can take over.
That's the Luca series. Luca has not played great against Golden State. He needs to play phenomenal in order to beat Golden
For
State.
sure.
And I think
Especially
that's
because the
the
Lakers
key.
don't have as much depth as the Warriors do now. Obviously, the Warriors don't totally utilize their depth to the same extent as other teams, but like at least they have it. The Lakers, like, if you get past that starting five, you're fine. So I and then like I mentioned with the Rockets, I think the Warriors experience is going to help them against them. Same thing for OKC. Well, Timberwolves, I don't think they make it past the Lakers. Grizzlies. Would love for the Grizzlies to make it to the finals. Would love it. The city, it'd be a parade inside my city, yeah. But no.
No.
I think it, like I said, the West is just so wide open. And at this present moment, I think I'd go Warriors.
Oh, it's gonna be a very, very fun playoff series, you guys. I have to
Yeah,
bring you back and recap some of these games as goes
most def.
on next week or 2 weeks before. But that's gonna be a very,
Yeah.
very fun time. So now that we talked a little bit about the playoffs, let's talk about WrestleMania 41.
Yeah.
Talk about it. It's in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, the Raw after WrestleMania, which is always explosive. Everything
Yeah.
goes on
Best
there.
Raw of the year.
Best Raw of the year. So let's take a look at some of the matches, all the matches going on.
Hmm.
I'm gonna start. Let's start with Jade Cardell and Naomi. Who do you think wins this match?
I got Jay winning. I want Naomi to win. I've loved heel Naomi. She has been chef's kiss. But I mean, Jade, I think what her first loss since coming to WWE was in what? Against Liv. And that's because Naomi cost her. I don't think they're gonna have Jade take too many losses, especially because we only a few months away between her eventual match with Bianca Belair. So I think that Jade pulls it out, but Naomi has been the shining star of this feud.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to push Jada to be the next black woman, like that next person
Yeah.
to Bianca. Like
Hmm.
get her on that same level. She doesn't wrestle that much. This would probably be her fifth match,
It's
sixth.
been because she was out for a good minute, and most of her matches otherwise were tag team matches.
Right. The
So dang, now
singles
I'm
is
thinking
like
about in terms of
five.
singles matches, I don't know if we had double digits since she got here.
Five. It's less than 10. I know
Cause
that.
what? Yeah,
Yeah, I'll go Jade as well. I just think like you said, this Naomi Renaissance, this heel. I was
I
thinking,
love
where
it.
was this years ago? The same thing I think with John Cena. They pushed it way too long than what it should have been. Like it should have been years, but we should have had this
Yeah,
years ago. Like,
I have many thoughts about John's
oh,
heel
we'll
turn.
get to that. Oh, we're
Oh,
gonna get
so
to
many
John
thoughts.
Cena, but I'll go Jay with you as well. The World Tag Team Championships, the War Raiders, say that 5 times. Our Eric and
Right.
Albert versus the New Day. Oh gosh, I'm going New Day. I'm going New Day. I like this new premise they got. I love it. Heel New Day. They were good when they were heels when it was Kofi and Xavier and Big E.
Biggie.
You're remaking it now. I like the edge. I love the competitors. They are funny on the mic. They both know how to talk. Xavier and Kofi. I'm going New Day. New Day rocks.
I've never been a fan of the New Day. Never have been. They have not done it for me. I love when they went heel. I thought that was great, especially the way they framed it because it was like they was gonna break up. Big E come out and say, "Actually, forget you. We don't even rock with you like that no more." Great heel turn.
Great
But since
feeling.
then, I've just been like kind of whatever. I New Day probably will win. I'm gonna go War Raiders for the simple fact of we have not seen Biggie since, and Biggie could be like, "Oh, you thought I was gonna let that ride? You thought I was gonna let y'all talk to me like this and
Interfering.
I get my get back?" And so I think Biggie, in some capacity, is going to end up costing them. But so I got War Raiders, but again, would not shock me in the slightest if the New Day won.
That's a good point. I forget, but he's a commentator, but he can get involved.
I know, like nobody said he gotta nobody's gotta get a big ending. No, nothing too crazy, but like I can make my presence felt. I can distract you a little bit, make you spaz out a little bit. Nothing
I
crazy.
got it. So now we enter the bathroom break section of the day one. El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio.
See, I don't think this match should be on the WrestleMania card, but Chad Gable, aka El Grande Americano, and Rey Mysterio, they're some dogs. Like it's going to be a good match. I just don't need it at Mania. But I got Ray, obviously. Like
Ray, this would probably be the worst loss Ray's ever had wrestling. I can think I have to go back in my Ray Mysterio archives. I don't know. Like this might it's a top 5 loss if you were to lose it.
For sure, especially because it's Mania. The Mania of it makes it top 5. Because if it was just Chad Gable versus Rey Mysterio, we're not having this conversation. Like, hey, Chad is a dog. Chad is great. But I get why they're doing it though. Like storytelling wise, it makes sense why you have this match. We just don't need to have it at Mania.
Right.
Especially because there's plenty of other wrestlers. So I'm like, why are they
like Randy Orton? Like Randy Orton should be. Oh.
Randy's gonna be on the card. It's just a matter of who it's gonna be against. Because obviously it was supposed to be him and Kevin, but now Kevin's hurt, which I hate because I love me some Kevin Owens. Really, it's just a matter of Randy. Like, who gonna take the punt? That's all. That's really the question. Like, he's gonna. Apparently, I saw he's gonna have an open challenge or whatever. I just want to see somebody take the punt. That's all.
You want chaos?
Yeah, it's like the thing is like you tease the punt at Elimination Chamber, which was great, and I'm like, okay, I can wait because I know I'm gonna get it. I know I'm gonna get it. But now it's like I just don't know who's gonna take it. If he don't do the punt, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad. I understand why you want to save it for Kevin, but even when Kevin gets back in a year or however long, this man who's just went out with a serious neck injury, do you want to kick him in the head? So I just want the point. I just want somebody got to take the point. I don't care who, but it's got to be somebody.
RKO, maybe RKO, simple RKO.
I see the RKO all the time. I want the punt. I haven't seen. What was the last time Randy did the punt? It's had to at least been like 15 years. It's been a long time.
Please, I remember when he did John Cena's dad. Oh no, Vince McMahon. Oh,
listen, that build between Triple H and Randy Orton for WrestleMania 25 is my all-time favorite WrestleMania build. The match itself, whatever, who cares? But the build, oh my gosh, I was like, yeah, I love it.
Going to the houses, driving.
Yes, and I grew up in St. Louis, and so like when that was happening, I was in St. Louis. I'm like, Triple H is here.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Like it was so cool. So love that build. But yeah, Randy gonna have a match. Against who? Throwing something on the wall. I'll say Solo. I can see it be Solo Sikoa. Because Solo's on the card, who also deserves to be on the card.
He deserves to be on the card. That'd be a great match. All right, the United States Championship match. LA Knights, Jacob Fatu.
Speaking of Solo, I love me some Jacob Fatu. I mean, I love the whole bloodline. The ones I almost wore my Roman Reigns shirt. But I'm gonna go LA Knight just because I think Solo is going to end up costing Jacob inadvertently, and that's going to help set up that feud, and then set up their one-on-one match.
That's a great with Jacob and Solo. I'll go LA Knight as well. He's so personal. His promos are getting better and better and better. Like he can talk. Like at first I'm like, okay, you're going too long, but then it's like he slows it down. Make sure you understand exactly what I'm saying. LA Knight, like he's a promo king. Like and he knows how to get people hyped up. People that don't watch wrestling, it's like who's this guy? Like he stands out the most. But I'm going LA Knight.
Yeah.
All right, Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton, Women's Championship match.
You got my GOAT versus her granddaughter. I love me some Charlotte. I made a rule years ago. I'm never picking against Charlotte in a pay-per-view match because it seemed like every time I did, she would end up winning. Yeah. Unfortunately, while I would love for her to win, I think Tiffany retains Because like just with everything that's gone on the past few months, and I think that Tiffany needs this win. She needs her statement championship win because she hasn't gotten it since she won the title. And she also hasn't had that many defenses, but still. And I mean, you go up against Charlotte, who, like I said, I truly believe is the GOAT. I think this match is going to be amazing. And we're at a point with Charlotte's career that not only does she not need this, she can retire tomorrow and she's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like she doesn't need the win. Tiffany needs to win, especially when keep building her up to make her like a legitimate threat. But for the love of all that is good, either stop giving her a mic or make her a heel again because this talking thing ain't working.
Charlotte.
No, Tiffany. Charlotte, I'm cool with Charlotte talking. Tiffany, no, we gotta
She needs to get some more person, get something, talk. Somebody needs to talk to her, or I don't know.
She need a
promo. That promo a couple weeks ago when she was talking about so and so was in my DMs. I'm like,
oh my
they are
gosh,
going way off script. Like
that was so uncomfortable to watch. Like I said, I trust Charlotte on the mic, but it just became like, okay, oh, you hitting below the belt. Now I gotta hit below the belt. And it was just so muddled. And I understand why Tiffany wanted to go low. Because the week before when they did that little video call or whatever, oh, Charlotte buried her. It was terrible. And so if you Tiffany, like you want to get your lick back, which is totally understandable. Let's just not have them talk no more. Let's just let them fight. It's gonna be a great match. So I'm grateful for that. But we just no more talking is necessary. What Jeff Hardy interest on say? No more words.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you got Tiffany. You got Tiff, right?
Yeah, I got Tiff.
I'm going Charlotte. I'm going Charlotte Flair. I just think it's the allure, and like you said, I just never bet against Charlotte. I've betted against her so many times. I look like a fool, like every time. I've learned my lesson.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm going Charlotte.
I'll be wooing like everybody else. Well, mostly probably booing, but I'll woo. I will not be upset about Charlotte winning.
All right. Gunther and Jay Uso. The match has been over. It's getting overhyped. And it's kind of like we kind of know who's gonna win. I mean, at this point,
he won. Listen, I wouldn't say it's overhyped because like Jay did win the Royal Rumble. He won the Rumble to
he
get
deserves all this. He deserves
all his flowers. He deserves some criticism as well because there's definitely been some bumps along the road. But yeah, I'm going Jay. If not for any other reason, where do you go from here with Jay if he loses this match?
How does he not lose the match? Is my point. Like they promoted him like Pat McAfee to Michael Cole. Anywhere Jay Uso goes, and I saw it in Memphis live.
That's great.
He gets the grand entrance. Like he's the star. He's the future star of the league, and I get it. It's Jay Uso time. Like Gunther must feel like, what do I have to do to like get some fans, more fans? Like, what do I have to do? Like,
I don't think he much cares about that because Gunther is amazing. He's a great wrestler. This championship reign is just kind of mad, but like in ring, no notes. Gunther's that guy. It's just, and he knows he's a heel, and you're going up against one of the biggest baby faces in the company. It's crazy how after he was the biggest baby face in the company, or one of, then he wins the Royal Rumble, which you think fans would like, and then just all the backlash was insane.
Over John Cena. Over John.
Like, y'all really wanted John to win? Ew, I was at that Rumble. I picked, so on my podcast, you pick a winner, and then you pick who you think's gonna win, who you want to win. And I thought John was gonna win. Obviously, I didn't want John to win, but whatever. Fast forward to the Royal Rumble, and I'm there, and you get down to Logan, Jay, and John. And then Logan gets eliminated. I'm rooting for Jay like that's my man. Yeah. Like you would think we were married with how much I'm cheering for him. Like, get him out. And then when he eliminated John, I lost it. I was so happy because anybody but John. And Jay deserved his moment. Jay deserves his flowers, and he's gonna get them on WrestleMania. Y'all gonna have to give it to him because he's
and then finally for day one, the match of the night for Saturday night, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman's going to get involved in this somehow, some way. It's written on the wall. He's going to get involved for who I don't know. But my honest reaction, I feel like CM Punk gets it. And it's just one of those, he's waited this long for this moment to headline WrestleMania night one or one of WrestleMania, and I think this is a good send off for him. But I go CM Punk.
Yeah, it's his time. Like I said, love our tribal chief, big bloodline fan, but Roman don't need it. Seth doesn't need it. CM Punk, of the three, it feels like CM Punk needs this because you made such a hoopla about I will main event WrestleMania. You get your main event, go get your win, and ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, but that should be the match of the night. So I'm
For
very
sure,
very
definitely the
interested to
match.
see this.
I think it will probably be the best match of night one. It's personally not the one I'm most looking for. Did I lie? It's a toss up between that one and Tiffany and Charlotte, just because I know that match is gonna be really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two for sure.
All right, night two. Night two, I'm gonna be honest, is not as a well. It's got some stuff, but it's like the one thing that we all got that match. But before that, AJ Styles, Logan Paul.
Listen, there's only well, I'll do this first. This match is going to be very good. I'm not personally attached to either.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say AJ Styles though, just because it's like AJ, you haven't really had a big win in a minute, and this your time. Plus Logan don't need it. But honestly, like I like the night two card. Now I would have preferred Drew to be facing somebody that's not Damian, but storyline wise, I understand why you have it happen. The women's triple threat for the world championship, I can't wait for that match.
Okay. Who you got the Damian and Drew match? Who you got there?
Oh, Drew for sure.
You got Drew?
Yeah.
I got Damian.
Damian better not win. Nothing against Damian. I like Damian, but I love Drew. And I feel like Drew, obviously it's early in the year. Drew can still get those world and WWE championship opportunities.
It's about the push. It's about the push. Who you want to see? I guess Drew makes a lot more sense. You're trying to push Drew somewhere.
Yeah. I think Damian has peaked.
His peaked up, yeah, because he left the championship. Yeah, you're right. I think it is Drew's time to do something more above and beyond. So the women's triple threat match. Who you got? Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley.
I hate to go against the sisters because in this house we
Don't
love
do it. Don't do it, Ray. Don't do it.
But Io's gonna retain, and I'm okay with it. Honestly, this is a match I'm good with anybody winning, but Io's gonna retain, and it's gonna be a great match. I think it's gonna be the best match of the night. But Io, I gotta go Io.
Okay. Bianca
got business to handle on SmackDown. She can't keep playing with these girls on Raw. She's got to go back home.
You know what? Jade might interfere in this match.
I would not be mad at that.
That's a possibility.
Because Bianca is behind Jade getting attacked. I know we haven't like really leaned as much into that, but we all know. So
I can see Sky retaining, but it might be one of those. Yeah, you retain, but you have help, alongside like Rhea Ripley. Like
a win is a win.
A win is a win. But you're right. Sky might hang on to that. The Intercontinental Championship: Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, fatal 4-way.
This is another match where I'm perfectly fine with whoever wins.
No, two of them I don't want to see.
Really? Is one of them Dom?
Yeah, Finn and Dom. They can be. This is not they. No.
No, listen. You gotta look. You gotta look at it with your third eye. If Dom or Finn wins, that's how you break up the New Day. I mean, not New Day, the Judgment Day. Because so my pick is Dominic Mysterio. And I think Dominic wins just for storyline purposes of Finn has been calling Dom a loser, saying you haven't won nothing, you haven't done nothing. What do you do here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Intercontinental Champion, baby. That's who I am. What are you? Who are you leading?
I got Liv Morgan. So
hello. And so that could piss Finn off. Finn could get jealous, and then that sets up that feud. Judgment Day disintegrates. So for storyline purposes, I'm with it. I'm going Dom, but I do love me some Braun Breaker. But I think with this loss, this is going to help propel Braun Breaker to the World Heavyweight Championship conversation because that brother deserves being the main event.
Man, it's time. Give me Penner. It's time. Like this guy, he is electric. He's that guy. Like he's the number one guy between him and Jey Uso. Like 1-2. Like who's the higher superstar? Like who's the? To me, it's.
Are we talking about just on Raw?
Yeah. Like
Oh, it's CM Punk.
wise, I don't
CM
know.
Punk is
Like
number
they're
one.
so good. Like everybody loves both of them, but Pena, like his explosiveness, like he gets the fans are hyped. Everybody's hyped around him. I think it's time to.
Now, my question to that is, and this is no disrespect to Penta, but you know how wrestling fans are.
Mhm.
Are they like this because they just love Penta and are just so with him, or is it because he's still the shiny new toy? Or is it he's still going to get these same reactions in 3 months or so?
Well, we have to hear him talk on the mic. Well, he doesn't really do promos like that. I guess if he becomes champion, you're gonna get more promos from Penta.
Yeah,
Inside the ring, yeah, he's the shiny new toy, and
yeah,
everybody just likes it. His
hmm
Rey Mysterio, he's Rey Mysterio of
yeah.
the future.
He the luchador of the month because it seemed like every year WWE bringing a luchador that everybody's like so hot for. Like it used to be Sin Cara, it was Dragon Lee, Santos Escobar.
Yeah,
Now it's Penta.
I'm going Penta. I think this is
I
his
won't be
time.
mad at it.
I think it's his time. The women's tag team championship: Liv and Raquel versus Bailey and Lara.
Uh,
Listen, we don't get a lot of matches from Liv and Raquel. We do,
mhm.
but they don't. The Raquel ever since Raquel came back, she ain't had that pop. She has not
No,
had
not
that pop
since
since she came back.
she hasn't had that same pop she had when she was in NXT. NXT Raquel was mad cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going Liv and Raquel just because I
Bailey
think
and
we don't
like
turn.
they're rivals. Like all of a sudden now they're gonna be tag team.
Yeah,
They
and
have
I
a great
think Bailey's gonna
storyline.
take a little umbrage to that. Like, girl, we not friends. Like, you just beat me for the championship when I should have beat you. I had you beat, and you think
Mhm.
I'm gonna help you get more gold?
Right.
Hell no. I think Bailey's gonna be like, yeah, I'm not. We not doing this. And plus, Bailey is definitely a. I prefer her as a heel compared to a face. I
Right.
think she should get back to the whole ding dong, all that jazz. So I'm going to Bailey.
All right. And so now that leads to the match of the WrestleMania allegedly to everybody. It is the matchup of the century. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
The undisputed championship, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Who you got, Raven?
Let me preface this. Last year, when John Cena came and interrupted Money in the Bank and said he was going on his retirement tour, while I respect John Cena and what he's done for the business, I've said it many times before and I will say it again. I never have to see John Cena wrestle another match. And I really don't ever have to see him win another championship. And while it appears like it's kind of leaning that way, and it's like, oh, well, John's going to be a backlash. Why would he be a backlash if he's not going to win? I I think Cody wins because I think there's more to Cody's story that needs to be told. Whereas with John, he wins the title. Where do you go from here? You want to know where he's not going to go? To SmackDown. He's not going to show up. He's been here, what? Rumble, Elimination Chamber,
And
2 times after that leading up to Mania. And I think he's going to be on SmackDown tonight.
mhm.
Like, he hasn't been here. And I just have no desire to see another part-time champion. Like, I get it. This is your retirement tour. This is your last run. But I feel like you can make more out of John Cena that has nothing to do with the championship. Or at least you don't need him to win the championship to tell the stories you want to tell in his last year. So I'm going Cody. And also, selfishly, I don't want to see nobody take the title off Cody that's not Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton's your guy. I get it. I get it.
Not only that, but like just the story wise,
I
and
know.
plus, I won't heal Randy again. I won't heal Randy bad because he could look at Cody like, bro, you were my chauffeur. You were cleaning my boots, and now you think you
Randy
run
Orton, yeah.
you think you
Randy,
run this? Like I didn't forget them legacy days. You were my whipping boy. Like I was like, you think you run this company? You holding on to my title? Yeah, I won't heal Randy. That's I want it bad. So
and
yeah.
if Randy Orton, he would tie Cena, right? If he got it.
I think Randy's at 14. I think he's tied with Trips at 14.
Okay. Okay. But he has like two more, three more. But he will go after Cody Rhodes. That'll be the next person
Yeah,
to go after Cody.
yeah.
I can
So I'm
definitely
going
see
Cody.
that. I'm waiting for The Rock and Travis Scott how did this plays out? Because The Rock has not been seen since
This Elimination Chamber.
so I don't know how this plays out. I want Cody Rhodes too because I really want another feud. I just think this is not him and Cena. This ain't it. Like
No.
maybe you can revisit this in like December, November, just like end of the year. Revisit this and see how if there's some more juice in it. But this has no juice at all. Like it's
And I
really
think a big reason for that is like there's so much made about John turning heel, and rightfully so. We haven't got it in what 23 years,
right.
22, 23 years. But what what are you complaining about? Like you're trying to say, "Oh, I'm in a toxic relationship." Brother, that's every wrestler. Especially since social media has become a thing. So wrestling fans are pretty much an amalgamation of if everybody was a Cowboys fan. Everybody is delusional. Everybody thinks if I say it louder than everybody else, then I'm going to be right. Like fans are fickle. They don't know what they want. Like, and that's why, like, with Triple H saying this week and pissing everybody off, like the internet's not real. Like y'all bitching and complaining, but like,
Right.
You still buying the merch. You still come to the shows. Like, and so with John, it just feels like I feel like they could have tried to tell a different story with him going heel. You want him to go heel? Okay. Because we haven't even put into like what does The Rock have to do with anything? Why are you signing with The Rock? Like there's so many unanswered questions and so many loose ends that like him becoming champion would just be like, why? Like what if it was, I'll say this. If we didn't know John was going to retire at the end of the year, what sense does it make to make him champion?
Right. He was gonna. It's designed for him to get champion at some point. So that I guess that's why everybody's like, okay, he's gonna win because this is last year. Which I just it'd be completely lazy on WWE's part. It really would if they do it right
And
now.
Trips hasn't been lazy with his booking. Vince McMahon, for sure, John was going to win, hands
Yeah, for
down.
sure. Like,
Don't got to watch the match. But Triple H hasn't. And I think that's why, like, yes, the builds to these matches have been kind of so-so. But it's like, if you would have told somebody 8 months this was going to be the WrestleMania card, how many people would believe you? Like, it's a lot more unpredictability with it. And so because of that, that's why I'm like, I don't think it's like sign still delivered that John's going to win.
no, I think maybe SummerSlam is a better opportunity for me. Like in the summer,
Yeah.
like a little bit more. Like I think it's
Yeah.
in Cleveland SummerSlam. I want to say.
It's in New York. It's gonna be at the Meadowlands this year.
Middleland.
And I only
Okay.
remember that because it's gonna be 2 nights for the first time ever.
SummerSlam. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, see, that's a possibility. This
Mm-hmm.
SummerSlam, that's a because you have more time to build this up. Like The
Yeah.
Rock, see, I can see The Rock coming in next month or
Yeah.
sometime between then to build it up a little bit more. I just think this is rushed. It would be
Yeah.
rushed if Cena were to win, but I go Cody Rhodes. I think
Yeah.
we got a little bit more. We need more of a story to get people
Yeah.
to be like, all right, we see it.
Especially,
Like,
sorry to interrupt, but like especially because we just saw how Cody got the title. That was a 2 year story. Like we just didn't. Hey, you're champion now. Congratulations. Like it built, and there were so many twists and turns that came about for Cody to become champion, and just to just throw it away because John's about to retire. Nah,
and I wish Cena would come up with more like the same. I'm just gonna rock the same clothes, have my same music. We need something different, John. Like something like
if he would have brought back Dr. Thugonomics, I would have been so with it. I would have been
oh,
so with it.
same.
Even though it definitely would be cultural appropriation, but like it's wrestling, it's fine, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Just start back. He already should have start doing battle raps again. Just do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just something different.
Instead of this, I'm coming, rock whatever city I'm in, and you time is up now. The towel, like, come on, like
Yeah.
he doesn't smile, he just scowls.
It's like
And
don't do that because you already look old. That bald spot already make you look 65. When you do the scowl, you look 70. Like it's looking worse.
Rogaine hair for men. That should be his new.
And you would think he can afford it. Like at Elimination Chamber, I was so distracted by that ball spot. Like the match was going on. I just saw the big old center of his head. Like it was either just let it go or you have the money. We have the technology.
It included The Rock's stupid outfit. So, I mean, because The Rock looked like Elvis back in his 80s.
I will take looking at The Rock's shiny ass Versace vest than looking at John Cena's ball spot. 10 times out of 10. Also, keep Travis Scott away because I don't need him putting his hands on no other wrestlers. We need to leave
What
that.
was that punch though? Cena tried to make it even worse. Like, what was that? Like,
I get it being all caught up in the moment. I too would be like real excited to be in the ring, especially because this is such a big moment. But stop touching people. Like you don't know what you're doing.
Get out of the ring. Like you could have
Yeah.
been out in the corner, and then when they did the whole together, then you could come in. Like,
or because the thing is, he better be lucky. Cody is Cody, and Cody's a professional. Do you know how many other wrestlers, if he tried that with, they'd be scrapping? Like it would be an actual fight.
oh yeah, gave him a black eye, gave him a cuckoo, something in his eye.
I think it was a ruptured eardrum too. Like he, like no, like I just for shenanigans. Try that with Roman. That's what I let's just try with Roman. Let me know how that go for you. Try with even CM Punk. CM Punk.
Yeah, I look at Roman in a different light now. Now he's a Trump supporter. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And see, it's funny because at work I was talking about Courtney about how you don't like with wrestlers, like, yes, there's not as many gimmicks, and a lot of wrestlers are using their names now and obviously social media, but it's still at the end of the day entertainment. It's still a TV show. Like I compared it to like if I'm watching Law and Order SVU, I don't need Olivia Benson tweeting out MAGA or Ice-T tweeting out, you know, something a trumpet would say. Like it's still in essence, you're still a character. I don't need to know your political affiliations because it's going to mess me up to watch it. Like football is a perfect example with the national anthem. And when athletes, like when Colin Kaepernick started kneeling to the national anthem, the players that went out of their way to still stand during the national anthem when everybody else was kneeling, oh, I looked at them so different. Like, and still do. And so now with this, like with Roman, like also why Donald Trump is coming up in a Vanity Fair interview, I don't even know. But it was just like, Roman, like sometimes you don't have to answer. And I get why you can't be like, oh, I think Donald Trump is a piece of crap. I get why you can't do that because your boss's mother-in-law is a part of his cabinet. She works for Donald Trump. Like the Trump family and the McMahon family go back. I get why you can't say that, but you also didn't have to say what you said. And so, Roman, just moral of the story is stop talking.
Yeah, I get it. Wow, you guys, that was but WrestleMania should be great. It's gonna be an epic 2-night event. I hate that it collides with the playoffs, but I have to just find time to like have a double screen, something like have it on
basketball is cool, but WrestleMania is WrestleMania. Like, and also I don't know if you watch NXT, but I will be watching Stand and Deliver Saturday morning, and so like I got a lot going on. But I will say this: as soon as the final bell rings on Sunday, I'm in NFL draft mode. The draft before you know it, less than a week away. And so I gotta wrestling has 95% of my attention. I'll be at the Grizzlies game tonight, so that'll be like the 5% when I'm not paying attention. But after that, it's wrestling.
NFL draft. Yeah, so you guys, I want to thank my special guest Raven Moore for coming through and previewing this WrestleMania and the NBA playoffs. Where can people find you at your podcast, social media?
Yeah, I host a podcast called The X Report. We talk NFL, NBA, WWE. We actually just did our NBA first round previews. We recorded our WrestleMania predictions. Those are going to be coming out tomorrow. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm on social media. Instagram, Raven, X _ on Twitter, Raven _ X Report. Just Raven X. I'll pop up. And like I said, export YouTube, SoundCloud, even. Does the people even use SoundCloud anymore? We on there. But yeah, SoundCloud. Just wherever you get your podcast, check us out. Appreciate you having me. This was a blast and a half. Always favorite thing to talk about is sports. So especially wrestling.
Thank you. I gotta bring you back on Raven to talk about these playoffs and NFL draft, possibly NFL season. You're into your Ravens. We're gonna like
I am ready to be hurt again.
Stop, Raven. Stop. Y'all gotta.
We're not trading Mark Andrews, by the way. And for anybody who got twisted, anybody look confused, we're not trading Mark Andrews. All right. So
you heard it first. You heard it first. Well, that will conclude another wonderful episode of Throw It Down, Big Fella Podcast. You guys, for your host, Greg Rufus, and my special guest, Raven Moore. We will see you next time. Until then, peace out.
thank y'all.
Throw it down, big man.